Are you an effective facilitator? Or do you question if you have what it takes to facilitate a meeting? Heck, who wants to stand in front of a bunch of people only to see a room full of this? You see, as a facilitator, you must be prepared to address silence when asking a question, attendees getting off track, or worse, attendees who are talking and disengaged. Well, in this video, we will explore the top 3 traits that every facilitator must have and why these traits are important. As a school principal, I'm constantly evaluating my facilitator skills and assessing if I met the goal. To start, let's evaluate the definition of a facilitator. One example states that a facilitator's role is to guide and manage a group event to meet a particular goal. Cambridge Dictionary defines the role of a facilitator as someone who helps a person or organization do something more easily or find the answer to a problem by discussing things and suggesting ways of doing things. While another definition argues that a facilitator is someone who brings people together to develop a vision, then leads the group towards achieving it. A facilitator can be a leader, but a leader cannot necessarily be a facilitator. In each example, we get one common theme. The facilitator's role in a meeting or team building event is to create the conditions to lead a group of people towards a particular path. As such, a facilitator's role is not to put the person in that location. Rather, the goal is to steer and guide them towards a particular destination or goal on their own. So what are the traits of an effective facilitator? The first trait that we must explore is that a good facilitator is confident. And no, I don't mean a person who walks around like their stuff doesn't stink. Essentially, the act of being a confident facilitator is the act of demonstrating a deep understanding of the content they are delivering. As a confident facilitator, you must be sure of your own abilities, appears purposeful and in control, and knows own strengths and weaknesses. This person knows when to be neutral, but also understands how to be assertive. A really great example of someone who is confident is a person who develops community norms and tactfully, and I do mean tactfully, holds the community to the norms that they agree to. Another great characteristics associated with a confident person is the ability to make people smile or laugh, but you won't be able to display your confidence if you don't properly communicate, which is why communication must be the next trait that a facilitator must display. According to Risley.me, the act of facilitating communication means providing an environment or a structure that allows for communication to happen. It's the job of a facilitator to remove any obstacles that might prevent people from communicating effectively with each other. This might include things like providing an agenda for a meeting, taking minutes, or creating a space where people can share ideas. The communication process should include the following: define the objective of the communication, identify the stakeholders part of the communication, the format of the communication, the timing of the communication, and the channels of communication. Another critical aspect of communication is a facilitator's ability to utilize questions as part of the learning process. In a future video, we will explore this topic deeper, but in the education world, we use a series of metrics to evaluate if a teacher is creating an environment where questions and discussion is happening. Within this model, we focus on the quality of questions, discussion techniques, and group participation. For example, a really great talk move that creates a deep sense of conversation is the use of revoicing. Revoicing means repeating a student's words and asking the student to verify his or her thoughts were revoiced correctly. This move helps clarify or emphasize the idea or a major point. Imagine if a facilitator revoices the words or the comments that are said by allowing other people to build off of other words and or the person who responded to build off of what they said. It's a great way to really stamp a particular focus, area, or topic. Once again, your style of facilitation is important and critical to the strategy that you want to use. But I have to stress that even as you use question and discussion, your style of facilitation is important and critical to the strategy that you want to use, which is why you must be energetic and display a sense of personality. Your personality with your friends, peers, or at work might be different while facilitating a meeting. Be energetic. A facilitator needs to be neutral, but that doesn't mean that they should be dull. Bringing energy to the session keeps people focused and engaged, but the act of being energetic has a number of other cognitive effects. In a study from John T. from the Center of Cognitive and Social Neuroscience at the University of Chicago explains that the more expressive someone is, the more likely you are to notice that expression and mimic it. He continues that the muscle fibers in your face and body can be activated unbeknownst to you at much lower levels than if you were to perform those movements yourself. It's those muscle movements that trigger the actual feeling in the brain. Once again, you want to make sure that you're building off that energy. So to stamp everything that we just said within this presentation, you want to make sure that you are confident, that you're using effective communication skills that build off of questioning and discussion, and you bring a sense of energy and personality into the session. Use these strategies to help you to build and develop an effective team building or meeting event. Please make sure to hit and smash that like button and subscribe, and thanks for watching.